Hi and welcome to this video. I will show you in this video how to make this cute little angry octopus in this size. I have made a different video where I'm showing you how to make it in this size with this fluffy chenille yarn. In this video I will do this one with cotton yarn that I will show you in just a minute. But I will tell you now that I have made a separate video for this yarn choice, which is chunky chenille yarn with a 6mm hook. The reason I have done two different videos is because you might want to watch this one if this is the yarn you're working with, because I am giving tips and stuff for working with this specific type of yarn. However, it is quite hard to tell where the stitches and everything is on this type of fluffy yarn, because it kind of because it's fluffy, it just kind of melts together, so it can be difficult to see where the stitches are. But with this type of yarn, with the cotton yarn, it's very easy compared to this one to see where the stitches are. So I made this video with this type of yarn just so you can see the stitches easier. So you can of course still make it with this yarn and follow along in this video. If you are having trouble seeing where the stitches are in this chenille yarn, it might be easier in this video to see it with this little guy. So I will leave the link for the video with the big guy in the description down below, but in this video we will do the little guy, and in this video I will do it in green. So I have chosen cotton 8/8, which is a bit thicker than cotton 8/4. The length is about 50 grams, is 80 meters. And then I have some thinner yarn, which is cotton 8/4. It's a little difficult to see, but hopefully you can see here that it is thinner than the green one. This is what I'll use for the mouth and eyebrows. I also have a set of safety eyes. For this size I'm using 9mm. I will be using a 3mm hook, but if you choose a different kind of yarn, just use the hook that goes with it. And then you also need a regular sewing needle and scissors. So let's get into it. The first thing I'm gonna do for this pattern is make a magic ring or a magic loop. So you can do this however you want, there are many ways, but this is just my preferred method. So what I do is I grab onto the end like this, then I take the yarn and wrap it around my finger at the top to create a cross like this. Then I hold on to the yarn where they cross each other, and I flip this little circle off my finger. Then I take my hook, insert it into the circle, grab the yarn from behind, pull it through, and kind of like push my hook a little bit forward. Then here where the two meet, I will hold onto it onto the hook so that I can grab my yarn, wrap it around the hook, grab my circle, and pull the yarn through the loop on the hook. So this is my magic ring, my magic circle, magic loop, whatever you want to call it. And for round 1 I will make 8 single crochets in this magic loop. So to do a single crochet, all you do is you insert the hook into the center, then you grab the yarn, which is also called yarn over, by taking the hook down, back and up. Then you turn the hook towards yourself, pull it through the circle, grab the yarn again in the same way, so down, back and up, turn it towards yourself and pull it through both loops on the hook. That is 1 single crochet, and I need, as I mentioned, 8 in this first round. So I will do 7 more. So I insert my hook, grab the yarn, pull up a loop, grab the yarn and pull through both. That's 2. So I insert my hook, grab the yarn, pull up a loop, grab the yarn and pull it through. Insert my hook, grab the yarn, pull up a loop, grab the yarn and pull it through. That's 4, so I need 4 more. So insert the hook, grab the yarn, pull up a loop, grab the yarn and pull it through. That's number 5. Insert the hook, grab the yarn, pull up a loop, grab the yarn, pull it through. And insert the hook, grab the yarn. This is, as I mentioned, also called yarn over. Pull up a loop, yarn over and pull it through. So now I believe I have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, I need 1 more. So again, last time, insert the hook, grab the yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull it through both. Now all I have to do is tighten this magic loop. So I grab this little tail and I just pull it as tight as I can. And that should make the hole close up like this. So now I have to work in continuous rounds, so it creates sort of like a spiral. So to do this, I just go straight into the first stitch to start off the next round. If you are not sure which one it is, you can always count back. So I know I have 8 stitches in this first round, so you can always count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So number 8 over here, that looks like a V, is my first stitch of the next round. So I will insert my hook into this stitch, and for round 2 I have to make 8 single crochet increases, and an increase is just 2 single crochets in the same stitch. So that's what I will do now. I have inserted my hook, so yarn over, pull up a loop. This first one might be a little tight. Yarn over and pull it through both. That is the first one. Then I insert my hook into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull it through. Now you can see that these 2 stitches are sort of like coming out from the same hole. So that's what an increase is. So I'll show you once more. So this is my next stitch, this V here, that I will insert my hook through both loops of the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull it through. That's 1 single crochet, and then I will do another one in the same stitch. So if you are not sure which one is the same stitch, you can take a look at the single crochet stitch that you have just made, that it sort of creates this V, and right at the bottom of that V is where you need to insert your hook once more. So you just do the exact same thing. So you insert the hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through both. So I will repeat this in each stitch until I reach the end of the round, and then I will get back to you with the next round. Now I have reached the end of round 2 and I'm ready to move on to round 3, but before I do that I want to be able to mark where my rounds begins and ends. So I think the first 2 rounds are fairly easy without marking where the rounds are starting, but for now I just grab just a piece of yarn that I have. It doesn't really matter what kind or what color it is. It helps if it's a contrasting color to the one you're working with. But I just put this underneath my yarn here, and then this will stay here for the rest of the time that I'm crocheting, and I can pull it out at the end, and I can use this to show where my rounds begins and ends. So for round 3 I have to do 1 single crochet in the next stitch and then a single crochet increase in the next stitch after that one. So I go straight into the next stitch, grab the yarn, pull up a loop, grab the yarn and pull it through. That is my first single crochet, just like we've done so far. And now I will do an increase, which is 2 single crochets in the same stitch, which I will do in this next one. So insert the hook, pull up a loop, grab the yarn and pull it through. And then another one in the same stitch, so where this V kind of comes out of, sorry. And then just another single crochet in the same stitch. So 1 single crochet and an increase in the next stitch. So I will repeat this a total of 8 times, and then I should be back to my black yarn over here. So 1 single crochet and then an increase. I will repeat this all the way around until I have reached the end of the round, and I'm ready to move on to round 4. Now I have reached the end of round 3 and I'm ready to move on to round 4. So before I do that, I will just grab the tail of this black string that I have on the back, and I will pull it up between the work that I've already done and the yarn, just like this. And this will then again show me where this round has ended and the next one has begun. So for the next round, round 4, and then all the way through round 7, I have to make only 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around. So this is a total of 4 rounds where I just make a single crochet all the way around. Just 1 single crochet in each stitch in the exact same way that we have been making the single crochet so far. So 1 single crochet in each in each stitch for 4 rounds, and then I will get back to you. And you can continue to use this for each round and go back and forth with this end of the string to mark where the round begins, but you can also just let it hang loose and then count the rows from there. That's what I do. But I will get back to you when I have made 4 rounds of single crochets. Now I have reached the end of round 7, which means I have made 4 continuous rounds of just 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around. So now I will use this black yarn again to show me where where the round has ended. Just like this, so just like we have been doing so far. And I can tell that this is where I need to stop, because if I look at these stitches, I can tell that this one and this one and this one and this one are all on top of each other. If you are new to crochet, it might be easier to just do it for every single round, but I'm so used to it by now that I like to leave it hanging until I have actually done all 4 rounds. Anyways, for the next round, round 8, we have to do 1 single crochet followed by a decrease. So I will do 1 single crochet in the first stitch, just like I have done so far. And then I will do a decrease. And the decrease is made by grabbing the front loop only. So that means I go in from the front and up through the center like this. Then I turn my hook towards myself, and then I grab onto the front loop also of the next stitch. So that means I have grabbed the front loop of the first stitch and the front loop of the second stitch. Then I just make what seems like a normal single crochet. So I yarn over, pull up a loop through both of those front loops. Then I grab the yarn and pull it through both stitches. So that is a decrease. So I will show you again. So when you continue, just make sure that you don't go to this stitch here, because you have already used this front loop, which means you used it in your decrease. So all the way over here into the next stitch, grab the yarn and pull it through, grab the yarn and pull it through. That's the single crochet, and now it's time for another decrease. So I grab the front loop, so I go in from the front up through the center, and when I grab onto the second front loop, I actually find it easier to turn the hook away from myself so that I can grab the front loop with the hook, just like this, and then I can turn it towards myself when I finish the stitch. So I just grab the yarn and pull it through, and then I grab it again and pull it through both loops. So I will show you one last time. So again, I will do a single crochet in the next stitch, just like we've done so far, and then a decrease. So grab the front loop and the front loop of the second stitch, grab the yarn, just like that, and pull it through, grab the yarn and pull it through. I will repeat this, which is 1 single crochet and 1 decrease. I will repeat this a total of 8 times until I reach the end of the round, and then I will get back and we are ready to make the arms in the next round. Now I have reached the end of round 8, and I will again grab my black yarn from the inside and pull it out here and put it underneath the yarn so it marks the beginning of this next round. So for this next round, we have to make the arms of the octopus. So for this, I will only have to crochet the front loops all the way around. So all the stitches I'm making on the body like this, here that you can see, I will only crochet in the front loop. This is important because after you've made the arms, we need to crochet in the back loops of this round. So it's important that you leave those unworked. So the first thing I'm going to do is make a slip stitch in the first stitch in the front loop only. So I insert my hook into the front loop from the front and up through the center, just like I did with the decreases. Then I grab the yarn, pull it through and pull it through the loop on the hook. This is a slip stitch. Then I'm going to chain 5, and how I'm chaining is I'm grabbing the yarn, so yarn over, turn the hook towards myself and pull it through the loop. That is 1 chain. So I'm going to do this another 4 times, so I have 5 chains. So yarn over, pull it through, that's 2. Yarn over, pull it through, that's 3. Yarn over, pull it through, that's 4. Yarn over, pull it through, that's 5. So I just did it this way because I think it was easier to see, but you might want to do it like grab onto the yarn all the way up here close to the hook. That might make it easier. So now I have my 5 chains, and I'm going to skip the first one, and then I'm going to make 3 single crochets in the second chain from the hook. So I'm going to go straight into this second chain like this. Then I'm going to make 3 single crochets in the same stitch. So the single crochets are no different than the ones we have made so far. So I just pull up a loop and pull it through both. And I just make sure to insert my hook into the same stitch 3 times to create 3 single crochets in the same stitch. And as you can see, that is 3 single crochets, and I have 3 chains left here, so I will make 3 single crochets in each of these 3 chains, so that there are 3 single crochets in each chain. I hope that made sense. Sorry, the yarn just split. That was 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then another 3, 1, 2, 3, and this might get in the way, so I just fold it over like that. Then I continue in the last chain, so I'm gonna make 1, 2, and the last one, 3 single crochets. Then I'm gonna make 3 slip stitches on the body, but the first one is gonna be in the same stitch as where I did the first slip stitch. So you can see this front loop here is already kind of pulled out a little bit, so that's where I will insert my hook and make the first slip stitch. So I just pull up a loop and pull it straight through the one I have on my hook, sorry. And then I make another 2 slip stitches, also in the front loop only. So grab the yarn, pull it through and through the loop on the hook. And the last one in the next stitch in the front loop only, pull it through and pull it through this loop on the hook. Now I'll make another arm just like the first one. So I will show you one last time. So I will chain 5 by yarning over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, 4 and 5. Then I skip the first chain and I go straight into the second chain from the hook, and I make 3 single crochets in the same chain. So 1, 2, and 3 in the next one. That is 1, 2, and 3 in the third one. 1, 2, and 3, and in the last chain I will just put this out of the way. 1, 2, and 3. So you should already be able to see them kind of spiraling like this. If they do like weird stuff like that, that's completely fine, we'll fix it later. But you can always just kind of put them where you want them to be. So then I'll make 3 slip stitches where the first one is in the same stitches where I made the last slip stitch. So in this one here, I will make a slip stitch and then another 2 slip stitches in the next 2 stitches, but only in the front loop. So that's 1 and 2. And I will continue to make these arms until I reach the end of the round, which should be a total of 8 arms. And I will get back just before I finish the round to show you what it looks like at the end over here. So I will make the rest of the arms and then I will get back to you at the end of this round. So now I have made the arms all the way around. Right now they are just kind of hanging randomly. They're not all where they kind of should be, but I will deal with that later. So I have my slip stitches left after the last arm to do here. So of course the first one I'll do in the same stitches where I made the last slip stitch, just like I have done with all the other arms, and then I will make a slip stitch in the front loop of the last stitch as well. So that's it for round 9. Now I'm ready to move on to round 10, and for this I have to work in the back loops that I didn't work in round 9. So when I look at my octopus from the inside, I can see the black yarn here, which marks the beginning of the round. So I will start off by inserting my hook into this back loop that I can see here. So if you are not sure, you can kind of see that there is sort of like an edge here with one side of the stitches. I hope you can see what I mean. It is definitely easier to see with this yarn than it is with chenille yarn. So if you're working with chenille yarn, this might be very difficult to see. But I'm just gonna go through this back loop here on the inside. And then I'm just gonna make 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around. So I'll grab the yarn, pull up a loop, grab the yarn and pull it through. And then I will just continue. I will try to show you. Yes, just like that. So hopefully you can see there is like this line here. That's the one we are working in. So I'll just make slip stitches, no, sorry, single crochets all the way around in each of these back loops. So 1 single crochet in each back loop. And this should give you a total of 16 stitches when you have made it all the way around. If you are not sure, just count them just to make sure that you didn't miss one of the stitches. But yeah, I will get back to you when I have made a single crochet in each back loop all the way around. Alright, so I have almost reached the end of the round, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like at the end, because this can get a little confusing if you're not sure where this round started. So you want to make sure that you know which one is the first stitch of the round. So what you can do is you can take the last arm that you make and kind of like fold it away from yourself. Then you should be able to see that there's a slip stitch here and a single crochet over here, which has this kind of V at the bottom. So this is the first single crochet of this round. So if I count the stitches, I'll point with this, with the hook. So this one is the first one. I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I need the last one. And this last one might be the most difficult one to see, but it is hiding down here, and you can kind of tell that it is this one, kind of going from the black string that I have here and up towards the stitches that you are making. So this is the last one for this round. I will use this black yarn again to put it between the arms and underneath the yarn here, so I can use it later on. But for now I need to pull this loose, and then I will insert the eyes. So this is what it should look like at this point. I have started my rounds here, and I will put the eyes onto the octopus on this side, which is the opposite of where I started. It doesn't really matter where you put them, I just like it to be the opposite. That's just a preference. So you can do what I have done here, which is kind of put the mouth in between the arms, but you can also like move it a little to the side, so the mouth is kind of hiding behind one of the arms of the octopus. That just means you have to move the eyes a little bit to the side, but you can totally do whatever you like. You can also make him happy if you want to. So for the eyes, what I will do is I will count from the top and down here. So you can see on this one, I have the first round up here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds. And then I have my eyes between the 5th and 6th round. And each stitch that I have made leaves sort of like a little hole, so I work from here and down, which means the V's are kind of opposite, so they go like that. And at the tip of this V shape there's a hole. This is the hole right here that I'm gonna insert the eyes into. And between the eyes I have 3 stitches, or 3 of these holes. I hope that makes sense, otherwise hopefully I can show you just now. So I will count from the top. I will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need my eyes to be between round 5 and 6, so between this and this round. So this is the line that I'm going to use for the eyes, and I want the center to be right above this arm. Oh no, sorry, I want the center to be right between the arms, so over here. And then this is going to be the center between the eyes, and I need 3 of these stitches or holes between the eyes. So I will go, this is the center, and I'll go 1, and then insert it into the next one, which I hope you can see. I'll just push it through, just like that. And then when I do the other one, I will count the other way. So there's a hole there. I really hope you can see it. Like 1, 2, 3 holes, and then in the next one, that's where I will insert the eye, just like that. But you can totally go ahead and try other placements if you want to. This is just how I want them to be placed. So now I'll try to turn it inside out and put my secure lock on the inside. And because this yarn is so thick, it is a little difficult to do, because these eyes are not very big. So if you have a table available, you can use that to press it down. It is a little difficult. I think I just got it underneath, like to lock underneath. You can see it goes out like that, and it should be underneath that, and I think this one just did that. But I do have a tip if you can't make this work. You might have some safety eyes that have a bit of a longer, what is this called? Stick? I don't know. Where the back of the eye is a little bit longer, and it might be easier to push on the lock on the inside. But if you don't have that, you can use a lighter. Just a little bit of fire, maybe a candle. But be very careful. But if you use a little bit of fire or heat to heat up this side of the safety eye, you can heat it up and then wait until it melts and gets all soft and squishy, and then you can push it down and then it gets all flat and it will not go anywhere. But I mean, this feels very secure to me, so I will just go ahead and do the same thing with the other eye. Alright, so now both of the eyes are secured properly. If you want to, you can also make the mouth and the eyebrows here, but I will do that at the end. So now it's time to move on to the last round. So for the last round, I will use this black thread. I will just put it inside. Oh, actually we need some stuffing at this point. So before we do the last round, we of course need to stuff the octopus, and you can stuff it how much or little you want, depending on how squishy you want it to be. I think this is actually quite a good amount for me. I know some people want to use a lot of stuffing to make it like kind of hard, but I'm not really that kind of person. I like it to be soft and squishy. I just need a little bit more, I think. Yes. I think that is quite even as well. So mine is still quite squishy, but it will keep its shape quite nicely. And my hook fell out again. That's fine. Just go back in, just like that. Now for the last round, I will do 8 single crochet decreases. So the first single crochet I made is this one. It might again be a little difficult to see, but you should be able to see that there is sort of like a V beneath it, which there's not on the slip stitch. So this is the first single crochet. You can also count back and you should have 16 stitches. So number 16 is going to be your first stitch. So I'll just do decreases all the way around. So go through the front loop and the front loop again. Grab the yarn, pull it through, grab the yarn and pull it through. I will just repeat this a total of 8 times until I've reached the end of the round. And then I will show you how to close it off. So yeah, I will get back to you when I have made a total of 8 decreases all the way around. Now I have made 8 single crochet decreases all the way around in this last round, so I'm ready to finish off. So I'll just cut the yarn and just leave about, I think, 15 centimeters. That's what I think is nice to work with. So I'll grab my sewing needle and put it on the tail here, if I can. Okay, yes, so it kept being a little bit annoying, but I finally got it. So for this hole to be closed up, all I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the front loop only of all the last stitches of this round. So from the outside through the front loop and towards the center. And I will just pull it just tight enough to like kind of lay there, but I'm not going to tighten it just yet. So I'm just gonna keep pulling the yarn through the front loops all the way around. By the way, you can do this with the hook instead if you are one of those people that really hates working with a sewing needle. I know a lot of people hate this, but I think it's just part of the process. But you can do this part with the hook and then just use the sewing needle for the last part, which we have gotten to now. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go in through the center and then just out somewhere random, and I'm going to go away from the eyes just because I prefer that. So I'm just going to go out on the side here. I hope you can see, just like this, and I'm going to pull it through, and then when I can see that it's beginning to pull the yarn that I have sewn around the last stitches, I'm just going to pull it very tight, just like this. This is going to make it look weird, but it will pop back out. So that's just what the ending looks like. So if you think it looks weird, you can always use your sewing needle in here and just kind of tuck it how you want it to go. You can also push down on it while you pull. This will make it a little bit more flat. So this is what it looks like. And so just to secure the end here, I will weave it in just a little bit. If you're making this for babies, I definitely recommend doing this very well. So what I do is just going through a couple of stitches. If you're doing this for making this for a baby or a child, I do recommend that you go like grab onto a stitch and then go back the other way. But this is not for a child, so I won't do that. But the yarn came out here. I went through 3 stitches. Then right where it comes out, I will go back in and just out somewhere random and just pull it through. Don't go too tight. That will make it look weird. So now I'm just going to cut it off, but as I cut, I'm going to pull this. I'm trying to show you sideways. I don't know if it works. I will pull this a little bit and then cut it, because then the end will hide itself and you can't see it. So now the end is hidden on the inside of this tiny octopus. So you can definitely leave it like that. This black string, you can just pull it out. That is gone. You don't need that anymore. And if some of these arms are weird, you can just kind of twirl them around a little bit to make them go where you want them to be. And so now you can leave it like this. This looks kind of happy as it is, but I want to make him angry. You can do whatever you want. I'm not telling you what to do. So I will just cut. Oh, my scissor. It's not the best in the world, but that's fine. I will just thread this here. And then I just have, I mean, this is more than enough. I have plenty here. I have just about, I think, 40 centimeters or something. It is way more than I will need, but I would rather have too much than too little. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by inserting the hook, no, not the hook, the needle through one of these holes that I also use for the eyes. So I can see that there's a stitch here, and I'm just going to go in here. And it is very important for this to work that you don't go through the yarn. So kind of like that. If you grab onto the yarn like this, it will not work, this technique. So make sure that there's actually a hole. And then I will go down here. So I want the mouth to be angry, and I want it to go like this. So I have 3 points here, the top and then 2 at the bottom. So I will start by going straight to one of the bottom corners. So that is at this corner down here, and pull out the yarn, and I will just leave a little bit hanging here. Then I needed to go up and down again, but I will go straight over to the other side where I want the other down side of the mouth, and then I will go up to the top point where I want the top of the mouth to be. Then I pull it. This creates just a flat line like this. Then I go underneath this line, and pull it through. And then when I tuck this up, it becomes angry. So I'll go straight in through the same hole that the yarn came out of at the top. So the point at the top, I'll go in, and then I will just go up where I want the eyebrows to be. And I think I want them just a little bit further to the side than what I just did there. So just like that. And you can kind of see with the tip of the needle, if it is in the same direction that you want your eyebrow to be, that this is where it's going to be. So that's how you can kind of adjust it a little bit for the first one. So I will just pull this until it is angry. I'm also kind of holding on to this, because if I don't, then this might just go loose. So I'll just do that. And then this is a little bit weird, but I will just fix it like that. That is perfect. Then for the eyebrows, I just insert my hook where I want the other end of the eyebrows to be, and I go straight over to the other eyebrow. And I try to make it as symmetrical as I can. You can do whatever you want for this. And I think that's probably it. So then I will go back up through the same exact hole. And this is where it becomes important that you didn't go through the yarn. So you will need to go through the exact same hole when you come out here. So this creates the other eyebrow. Look how angry he looks. It's amazing. All right. Then, because these are coming out of the exact same hole, you can just tie a couple of knots. These are just regular knots. I will make 2. Then you can kind of pull this out and away, and then you can insert the needle through the exact same hole again. Once again, it's important that it's the exact same hole, and then just through to the opposite side. It doesn't really matter where. And then when you pull it, you can pull the knot inside. I know this is a little difficult to see because it's black yarn, but I think you can see it well enough to do it on your own. So, okay, I need to cut this end. It's shit. Yes. Much better. And again, I will go in through the exact same hole and out on the back, just somewhere random, and put it through. So this does look a little black, but that's just a hole. It's not the yarn. So what I can do to fix this is just go underneath the yarn like this, and then kind of just pull it a little bit, and there's no hole, and it's just gone. So I will do the same thing that I did for the green yarn. Just pull it a little bit and then cut it, and for the other one, pull it a little bit and then cut it, because then the ends are hidden on the inside. So what you can do if the ends are sticking out a little bit, you can just use either your hook or your needle and just kind of poke it until it's gone on the inside. So now it's done. That was it for this octopus. Now I've shown you how to make this cute little angry octopus. You can of course also make him happy, but I think this is a cute one. Look at him. Yeah, so of course, as I mentioned, you can make this size, or you can make it a bigger one. This is just another yellow one that I have made. Yeah, so you can make different sizes just using the same pattern and the eyes that you find fit for the size. But there are many ways, and these are very easy and quick to make, so they are perfect for markets and stuff like that. And you are definitely allowed to sell these at markets. So yeah, I think that is all. I will put my social media handles and Etsy shop here at the bottom throughout the video. So if you want to go follow or support me in any way, I would appreciate that very, very much. And if you would like to see more videos like this one in the future, I would be very happy if you would press the subscribe button down below. And also, if you hit the bell icon, I think you should get a notification every time I post a new video. I will try to make more videos like this one. And if you have any suggestions on what I should do in these kind of videos, either like small projects like this one or techniques or whatever, just make a comment down below and I will take a look at it. Maybe it's possible. I hope so. But otherwise, there's nothing else to say. Then thank you for watching.